Welcome to Benel Matthew. Thank you for joining me today to know about the connection between secret societies and mentalism. Let's dive into Part 1. The Secret Societies. For centuries, these secretive organizations have fascinated people and sparked their imaginations, often shrouded in mystery and speculation. Secret societies are defined as groups or organizations that keep their activities and membership a secret from the public. Some of the most well-known secret societies include the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and the Skull and Bones Society, to name a few. One of the most intriguing aspects of secret societies is the secrecy itself. The veil of secrecy surrounding these organizations often gives them an aura of exclusivity and mystery, which can attract individuals who seek to be part of something greater than themselves. However, this secrecy also fuels suspicions and conspiracy theories, leading many people to wonder what these societies are really up to and whether they pose a threat to society. So, what do we really know about secret societies? Let's delve deeper into the history, beliefs, and practices of some of the most well-known secret societies. First, let's take a look at the Illuminati. The Illuminati was a secret society founded in Bavaria in the late 1700s, with the aim of promoting reason and scientific knowledge and countering the influence of religion and superstition. The group was disbanded by the authorities in the late 1700s, but its ideas and legacy lived on, becoming the subject of numerous conspiracy theories over the centuries. Some of these theories claim that the Illuminati still exists today and is behind various nefarious activities, such as controlling world governments or influencing the media. Next, let's turn our attention to the Freemasons. The Freemasons are one of the oldest and most well-known secret societies, with a history dating back to the 17th century. The group is known for its distinctive symbols, such as the square and compass, and its emphasis on brotherhood, morality, and charity. The Freemasons also have a strict code of secrecy, which has fueled numerous conspiracy theories over the years. Some of these theories claim that the Freemasons are a shadowy group that wields significant political and economic power, while others suggest that they are involved in occult practices or have a hidden agenda. Finally, let's look at the Skull and Bones Society. The Skull and Bones Society is a secret society at Yale University, with a history dating back to the 19th century. The group is known for its elaborate initiation rituals, which involve members dressing up in robes and performing bizarre acts such as lying naked in coffins or kissing a skull. The Skull and Bones Society has also been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories, with some claiming that the group is involved in occult practices or has connections to the CIA or other government agencies. So, what can we make of all these secret societies? Are they a force for good or evil? Do they pose a threat to society, or are they simply a harmless curiosity? The truth is that the answer is not black and white. While some secret societies may have questionable practices or beliefs, others have made positive contributions to society, such as promoting education, charity, or philanthropy. At the same time, we should be vigilant against any group or organization that seeks to wield undue influence or control over society, regardless of whether they are secret or not. Ultimately, the fascination with secret societies speaks to our innate desire for mystery and the unknown. As long as there are secrets to be uncovered, there will always be those who seek to uncover them. Now, it's important to note that not all secret societies are inherently harmful or evil. In fact, some secret societies have done a lot of good in the world. For example, the Freemasons have been instrumental in supporting various charitable causes and promoting the values of brotherhood, charity, and truth. However, the secrecy and exclusivity of these societies can lead to suspicion and even fear among those who are not members. There have been many conspiracy theories surrounding secret societies, with some people believing that they hold immense power and influence over world events. It's important to approach these theories with a critical eye and not jump to conclusions without evidence. But it's also important to acknowledge the potential for abuse of power that exists within any group that operates in secrecy. But what about the future of secret societies? With the rise of the internet and the increasing transparency of modern society, it may seem that secret societies are becoming less relevant or even obsolete. However, it's important to remember that secrecy is a human impulse that has existed throughout history, and it's unlikely that it will disappear completely anytime soon. In fact, some argue that the internet and social media have actually made it easier for secret societies to operate, as they can communicate and organize in private online groups. Additionally, as society becomes more polarized and divisive, there may be a renewed interest in joining groups that provide a sense of community and belonging, even if they operate in secrecy. Ultimately, the future of secret societies is impossible to predict with certainty. But one thing is clear: they will continue to capture the imagination and curiosity of people around the world, as they have for centuries. And as long as there are people who seek secrecy and exclusivity, there will be secret societies. Before I conclude, I want to address a common misconception about secret societies. While some people believe that secret societies are inherently evil or nefarious, this is simply not true. While some secret societies have been involved in questionable activities or conspiracies throughout history, many others exist solely for the purpose of personal or intellectual growth, philanthropy, or mutual support. It's also important to remember that secrecy itself is not necessarily a bad thing. In some cases, secrecy can be necessary to protect sensitive information or to prevent persecution or discrimination against a particular group. However, it's important to maintain a healthy skepticism and to be aware of the potential dangers of secret societies. Joining a secret society without thoroughly researching its history, activities, and beliefs can lead to unintended consequences or even harm. In conclusion, secret societies have played a fascinating and influential role in human history. Whether they are shrouded in mystery and secrecy or more public and visible, they continue to capture our imaginations and intrigue us with their traditions, rituals, and beliefs. While their future is uncertain, we can be certain that they will continue to shape our world in profound and unexpected ways. Let's dive into part 2. The Mentalism. Mentalism is the art of using one's mind to perform extraordinary feats of mental ability. It is a discipline that has been practiced for centuries and has been used to entertain and amaze audiences all over the world. The term mentalism was first coined in the late 19th century, and it refers to the performance of illusions that create the illusion of supernatural mental abilities. Mentalists use a variety of techniques to create these illusions, such as telepathy, mind reading, prediction, and hypnosis. One of the most famous mentalists of all time was the late Dunninger, who performed feats of mentalism that seemed impossible to his audiences. He could tell people what they were thinking, predict the future, and even levitate objects with his mind. His performances were so convincing that many people believed he had genuine supernatural powers. But the truth is that mentalism is not magic, nor is it supernatural. It is a discipline that relies on a combination of psychology, suggestion, and showmanship. Mentalists use their knowledge of human behavior to create the illusion of supernatural abilities, and they do it in a way that is both entertaining and convincing. There are many different types of mentalism, each with its own unique set of techniques and approaches. For example, there is cold reading, which involves making statements about a person based on their appearance, body language, and other cues. There is also hot reading, which involves gathering information about a person before the performance and using that information to make predictions or statements. Another popular technique used in mentalism is hypnosis. Hypnosis is a state of mind in which a person is more susceptible to suggestion. Mentalists use hypnosis to create the illusion of mind control or to make people do things they wouldn't normally do. But perhaps the most impressive aspect of mentalism is the ability to read minds. Mentalists use a variety of techniques to create the illusion of mind reading, such as reading body language, using suggestion, and using pre-show information gathering. So, why do people love mentalism so much? I believe it's because mentalism taps into our sense of wonder and our desire to believe in something beyond the ordinary. It's a way to escape from the mundane and experience something truly extraordinary. But mentalism is more than just entertainment. It has practical applications as well. For example, mentalism techniques can be used in sales and negotiation to gain an advantage over the other party. They can also be used in therapy to help people overcome phobias or other psychological issues. In conclusion, mentalism is a fascinating subject that has captivated audiences for centuries. It is a discipline that relies on a combination of psychology, suggestion, and showmanship to create the illusion of supernatural abilities. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there is no denying the entertainment value and practical applications of mentalism. Mentalists have been known to use a variety of techniques, including suggestion, misdirection, and body language to create the illusion of supernatural powers. In this talk, we'll explore some of the most popular mentalism tricks, how they work, and the psychology behind them. Number 1. The power of suggestion. The power of suggestion is one of the most fundamental techniques used by mentalists. It's the art of planting a suggestion in someone's mind without them realizing it. In many cases, it's as simple as asking a question. For example, a mentalist might ask someone to think of a number between 1 and 10. Then, they might ask them to double that number, add 5 to it, and then divide by 2. Finally, they would ask the person to subtract the original number they thought of from the answer they got. The mentalist then reads the person's mind and correctly guesses the final number. In reality, the mentalist used the power of suggestion to lead the person to that number. Number 2, body language and misdirection. Another key technique used by mentalists is misdirection. They use subtle cues in body language to steer their audience's attention away from what they're really doing. For example, a mentalist might ask someone to think of a word and then write it down on a piece of paper. They then ask the person to crumple up the paper and hold it in their hand. The mentalist then proceeds to read the person's mind and correctly guesses the word. In reality, the mentalist is watching the person's body language and using subtle cues to figure out which hand they're holding the paper in, and then reading the word from the paper. Number 3, cold reading. Cold reading is a technique used by mentalists to make accurate guesses about a person's personality or life without any prior knowledge. A mentalist might use this technique to create the impression that they have supernatural powers. Cold reading involves making broad, general statements that could apply to almost anyone, but then using body language, tone of voice, and other cues to make it seem like they're talking specifically about the person in front of them. For example, a mentalist might say, "I sense that you have a lot of hidden talents that you haven't fully explored yet." This statement is vague enough that it could apply to almost anyone, but the mentalist might nod their head or raise an eyebrow to create the impression that they're specifically talking about the person in front of them. Number 4, final thoughts. In conclusion, mentalism is a fascinating performing art that has been used for centuries to create the illusion of supernatural powers. The techniques used by mentalists are based on psychology, suggestion, and misdirection. While some people might view mentalism as deception or trickery, it's important to remember that it's a performance art, much like magic or illusion. Mentalists are not trying to deceive people, but rather to entertain them and create a sense of wonder and mystery. One classic mentalism trick is the book test. In this trick, a performer asks an audience member to choose a word from a book, and then the performer is able to correctly identify the chosen word. This is accomplished through a number of techniques, such as having the audience members select a word that is repeated throughout the book or through the use of subtle cues or signals. Another popular mentalism trick is the psychic force trick. In this trick, the performer is able to correctly guess a number or word that an audience member is thinking of, without any apparent communication between them. This trick is often accomplished through the use of subtle cues and body language, as well as through the use of suggestion and psychological manipulation. Let's dive into part 3 of this session. The connection between secret societies and mentalism. Many of you may already be familiar with secret societies like the Freemasons, Illuminati, or Skull and Bones. These groups have always sparked curiosity and controversy due to their secretive nature and alleged involvement in shaping world events. But what about mentalism? It's a fascinating art that involves creating the illusion of mind reading, prediction, and other psychic abilities. While many people view it as mere entertainment, mentalism has been associated with mysticism and occult practices throughout history. So, what's the connection between secret societies and mentalism? Is there any truth to the claims of their involvement in psychic phenomena? That's what we're going to explore today. 1. Historical background. Let's start by looking at the historical background of secret societies and mentalism. Both have been around for centuries, and there are many examples of their coexistence and mutual influence. For instance, many secret societies like the Rosicrucians and the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn were heavily involved in esoteric and mystical practices that are closely related to mentalism. They claim to possess hidden knowledge and spiritual powers that enabled them to control reality and predict the future. Likewise, many famous mentalists like Dunninger, Houdini, and Uri Geller were fascinated by the occult and paranormal. They often performed their feats in a theatrical and mystifying manner, adding to the aura of mystery and intrigue that surrounds both secret societies and mentalism. 2. Psychological principles. Another area where secret societies and mentalism intersect is in the use of psychological principles to influence and manipulate people. Secret societies are known for their elaborate rituals, symbols, and codes that create a sense of belonging and exclusivity among their members. They also use various forms of psychological manipulation, such as indoctrination, conditioning, and groupthink, to maintain control and loyalty. Similarly, mentalists use various psychological tricks and techniques to create the illusion of mind reading and prediction. They rely on principles like suggestion, misdirection, and cold reading to elicit specific responses from their audience and create a sense of awe and wonder. 3. Modern examples. Now, let's look at some modern examples of the connection between secret societies and mentalism. One such example is the alleged involvement of the CIA in psychic research during the Cold War. The agency reportedly recruited top mentalists and psychics to help them develop techniques for espionage and intelligence gathering. Some even claim that the CIA used secret society-like rituals and symbols to create a sense of camaraderie and loyalty among their operatives. Another example is the rise of online communities that combine elements of secret societies and mentalism. These groups often claim to possess hidden knowledge and powers that enable them to predict future events and control reality. They use various forms of psychological manipulation, such as gaslighting and confirmation bias, to maintain their followers' loyalty and belief. Certainly. As mentioned earlier, the roots of mentalism can be traced back to the early days of secret societies. The principles of mentalism are built upon the same foundations as those of many secret societies: secrecy, deception, and the power of suggestion. Many of the techniques used by mentalists, such as cold reading, are rooted in the same psychological principles as those used by secret societies to manipulate and control their members. Cold reading involves making educated guesses about a person based on their physical appearance, mannerisms, and other subtle cues. Secret societies also employ similar techniques to identify potential recruits and manipulate them into joining. The use of suggestion and misdirection is another common thread between mentalism and secret societies. Mentalists use suggestion to influence their audience's perceptions and create the illusion of supernatural abilities. Similarly, secret societies use suggestion and misdirection to control their members and keep their secrets safe. But the connection between mentalism and secret societies goes beyond just the techniques used. Both are rooted in a fascination with the unknown and a desire to explore the limits of human potential. Both seek to tap into the hidden powers of the mind and uncover secrets that are hidden from the average person. It's important to note, however, that while the principles of mentalism may have originated in secret societies, the modern practice of mentalism has evolved far beyond its origins. Today, mentalism is a respected form of entertainment and performance art that is practiced by individuals all over the world. In conclusion, the connection between secret societies and mentalism is deep and complex. Both are rooted in a fascination with the unknown and a desire to tap into the hidden powers of the mind. While the principles of mentalism may have originated in secret societies, the modern practice of mentalism has evolved far beyond its origins and is now a respected form of entertainment and performance art. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe our channel to get more interesting videos like these.